Update. I'm about to sue my late wife's family, and it makes me sick. Original story. My wife died suddenly in an accident that critically injured our son. Suffice it to say, along with being shattered, the whole matter has me rather preoccupied. Her family arrived rather quickly and took charge of a lot of things, especially the funeral. It was helpful because my focus needed to be on my son. I was pretty much a guest at my own wife's funeral, because although I was there for a brief while, it was on a day when my son was scheduled for a rather serious procedure, and so my time was divided. All the while, I could hear Suzanne, my wife, in my mind telling me to take care of Zach and not worry about the formalities. So I basically just gave my in-laws my checkbook. I'm not complaining about that. What happened next is different. They wanted to take some of her things. And of course, I understood the value in them having a keepsake of their sister/daughter. I would never have said no. But they took everything. Keep in mind, I wasn't there. My younger son wasn't in the house at the time either. The next time I was home, I realized that they basically cleaned the house out of everything they thought was hers, including photo books. Hours before this, my wife's older sister even went so far as to say she wanted to take PJ, my younger son, saying I needed time and that he would be better with them. I shut that down before she ever finished the idea, though I tried not to let my anger show. In the immediate, my feeling was, I'm not going to deal with this right now. I simply didn't have the time or bandwidth to deal with it then. Not long after, my wife's sister called asking about several pieces of jewelry, claiming them as heirlooms to the family. That prompted me to recall a safe deposit box that my wife kept. I never thought we needed it. When I went to close it out, I found the jewelry. They're not getting the jewelry, but also among the papers, I found that she had a will. It wasn't formal, but it was detailed, and I later learned that it is enforceable. Key to note, my brother-in-law, after learning that his wife took such things as our photo books, demanded that she return them. She refused. My lawyer has been communicating with me constantly since the accident. There are so many details, and I had already given him the will. When I told him that my sister-in-law refused to return the property, which rightfully belongs to our children, he told me he would make a written request for all items to be returned to the executor, me, in order that they can be distributed in accordance to her wishes, and asked me to make a list. This was over a month ago. Today, I get a reply from some attorney stating effectively that I had given them permission, and so all items questioned were gifts. Are you freaking kidding me? This reply came through my lawyer, wherein he said, now we play hardball. He said he'll seek an order, though I'm not sure if that requires a trial. Did I meet with him next week? I would be passive at the shadow of all this mess if it meant protecting my boys from a family upset. But a line has been crossed. I want my sons to have a good relationship with their mother's family. That's paramount, and I would do whatever it took to ensure that. Now we're about to get into a legal dispute, and things are likely to go badly. My last communication was with my mother-in-law, where she lost her mind on me. We had always been close, so this is all so strange to me. She was making demands that were unreasonable. The call ended abruptly when I explained that the boys were my children, that I would decide what is in their best interest, and suggest that she not test me because I'm done playing. I don't need this crap. I buried the love of my life. I'm dealing with the after effects of the accident. I am doing everything I can to bring my son back to good. And now I have to deal with this? Thing is, people manage grief differently. I get that. I respect that. These are not bad people. They are simply behaving badly. But I can't allow it. I haven't told the boys about any of this yet. I hope I won't have to. More than once, one of them asked where this or that is, and I told them that their aunts barred them. Who does this? Seriously. Anyway, I have nobody to yell at, but I really don't want to kick the dog. I love the dog, so I'm just venting again here. Thanks for giving me a place to do that. Now for the top comments before reading the update. You are 100% justified, and I hope you get them in court. That's some BS. I'd be doing exactly what you were doing. This makes me so mad. We had the same issue when my brother died. People stealing things, saying they wanted to be in his room one last time. We did, however, take all the valuables out before people came by. But those sentimental things, those are worth more than money. Get those people. You know, I'm actually glad to hear your anger because it makes me feel more justified in my own. This really is wrong. It's not just me. My aunt did that when my grandmother died. She just showed up with boxes and tried to take everything. My mom stepped in and luckily stopped a chunk of it. One day she came back when Mom wasn't around. I was only 11, so I couldn't do much. But I watched her go through the apartment and she would say, "Oh, I like that," knowing my grandfather would just let her have it. Freaking vulture. I'm very sorry for your loss. People suck. You're doing the right thing. How dare they? You shouldn't belong to them. You're entitled to her memory too. Of all the heartless and sensitive things to do. I've heard of people hiding all of the deceased things and rug sweep their grief, but to have that done to you against your will? That is absolutely belittling to the values you played in your family. My blood is molten on your behalf. I wish you luck. Thank you. She was my family. She belonged to me and to our sons. We were her family by choice, and our boys are entitled to everything she wanted them to have. These people are about to figure that out. They're messing with the wrong guy. I hope your son is doing well. He is, and thank you for asking. He's doing better every day. And now for the update. After my wife died suddenly, I vented here about how her family came through and took her belongings. The reaction from the sub was more than I expected, and was appreciated. A lot of folks here were pissed in my behalf. Many asked that I update, and so I am. I had a long and reasonably deep discussion with Suzanne's mother and sisters earlier today. They speak to the boys, my sons Zach and PJ, on occasion, and actively seek the connection. I haven't spoken to them in a while, and haven't proceeded with any additional action since the initial request through my attorney that they return her property, now my children's property. It was my wife's older sister's birthday a couple of days ago, and, for all that's happened, I still made sure to send her lilies. Suzanne sent her lilies every year. I guess I was looking to remain human through all this mess, but maybe rubbing their nose a little at the same time. Either way, this was the catalyst for her call today. We spoke for a minute or two, before she asked if I would speak to them all together on Zoom. They were actually standing by as we spoke, so I closed the door of my study and joined them online. As they popped up on my screen, I didn't say anything. I didn't show any emotion at all. This was their invitation, so I would just listen, and I had no idea what to expect. Her mother started a conversation by hitting the tough subject head-on, saying, "We have the request from your lawyer and we withdraw our answer. We want to comply with everything." Then her older sister added, "And we want to know how we can fix what we broke." For the hell I've been living over this? The relief of their words was enough. So I told them nothing needs to be broken. They asked me if I would listen, and of course I said I would. And for a while I did. I didn't say a word. They were orderly, if not rehearsed in their monologue, taking turns at affirming each other. Her mother explained that they were shattered after losing Suzanne, and that they seemed to come together as a pack. We've had some time since those first days and we've talked it through, and all of us realized that we weren't thinking, her younger sister said. Part of their grief was anger, they explained. They weren't angry with me, just angry in general. When they were at the house and picking a couple of items to keep, they just kept taking things. Her older sister explained that they were upset that, as Suzanne's husband, I controlled everything and everything defaulted legally to me. She said it shouldn't have upset them, acknowledging that's just how it is, but that they felt secondary. This was the only time I spoke, saying, "I never made you feel secondary. We just wanted her back," one of them said. "Without that, we just wanted everything we could have of her." They knew they were wrong, but being wrong only made it worse. They explained it like digging a hole and not being able to get out of it. "So we doubled down," one of them said. Her mother became emotional when she said, "I read the inscription on the box and realized that it wasn't Suzanne's, but that she had it made for you." She then said she didn't mean to take it. But the inscription she speaks of is carved on the inside lid of a small decorative box that Suzanne gave me years ago. It reads, "Still and after all." She always said that to me, especially after I would drive her crazy. Whenever it got Suzanne mad, I'd ask if she loved me. She always said, "Still and after all." Anyone would know that the box means a great deal to me. The upshot is that my brother-in-law will be returning everything next weekend. Her mother emphasized everything. He'll be driving down and my sister-in-law asked if it might be possible for him to stay over, given that it's a long ride. I told her that Anthony should always consider this his home, and they should too. When they finished, it was my turn. I didn't say much. I didn't want to say a lot. I only told them how much their decision meant to me and the boys. I explained that I understood everything they said. We were all out of our minds, I assured them. I'm relieved and yet cautious. I need some time to pass, but I'm hopeful that the relationship will heal going forward. I remember reading your original post. The fact you are mature and adult enough to hear them out for your kids' sake is commendable. If anybody came for my partner's stuff if she had passed, I'd be going King Kong on everybody that gets over the threshold. I'm super hyped for you that you got your wish though. Truly excellent news. Thank you. You might remember that I was on the verge. There was a lot of talk about scorched earth. I'm just so glad it's resolved. I'm glad for this update. Happy that they saw their actions were not right. I'm glad that they took a step back and regained their humanity. Godspeed and good luck. Wow. I haven't seen your original post, but reading this brought me to tears. Reconciliation is not something you see often these days. How big your hearts must be to have agreed to speak with them all on the spot. I'm so sorry for your loss, but I'm hopeful for your families moving forward and healing together. I read your original post, and it was heartbreaking and infuriating all at the same time. When you should have been seeking comfort with family members, they pushed you aside. To read today's post was wonderful, and I'm so glad they saw how hurtful their actions were. I hope that the relationship between you and her family survives all of this turmoil, for the sake of your children and you. Best of luck to all of you. I'm with you. I really do hope that this is something we can put a period on and move forward to better days. I'm thinking we all want that. And the best part, my boys still have no idea. I'm trying to keep it that way. Thank you. Now for the last story. Update. My ex-girlfriend passed, but her family barely contacts me that she had a baby. Original story. There's no doubt her son is 100% mine because we had a paternity test just to be sure. Anyways, my 27 male barely found this out weeks ago. The only reason we broke up is because I had to move back across the country last year to help my family after my dad died from COVID. Didn't want to do the long distance since I was gonna stay there working for a bit. She never told me anything. Her mom says she didn't want me to worry about her all the way over there when my dad's family needed me more, and that she was gonna tell me as soon as I was back. I moved back little a month ago. Only now I'm finding out not only that I lost her, they said there were complications when she gave birth, but we have a baby boy. Feeling a mix of stuff, and the worst part is, I can't talk to her about it because I wish she'd told me. Her mom says they've barely been managing with him. They need help with him, and so that's why she reached out to me once they learned I was back. Of course, he's mine and that's my responsibility. Still, it's hard not to panic. I'm still in shock about her death. Now I've got a son I need to take care of and didn't even get to be part of the first 2 months of his life. My family doesn't know about him yet. Hell, I still haven't met him yet. Her mom's only sent me pictures. He's beautiful. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. I'm scared, sad, and pissed off for some reason. I'm nervous about meeting him, or how this is gonna go. Her parents will be around to help, but I know he'll be with me full-time for the most part. Really, any advice I'll really appreciate. From new parents or anyone, honestly. What the hell do I do about all these new changes? Now for the top advice before reading the update. I would look into your company's policy on parental leave, then start looking into childcare options such as whether the grandparents can help with that. Congrats on being a parent. Condolences on your loss. And you can do it. Are you listed on a birth certificate? If you aren't, then not only do you have no responsibilities, you have no rights either. It could be very dangerous for you to take over the care of this child if you are not listed as a parent. Anyway, it sounds like a mess, but you can do it. Lots of single moms in the world do it all the time. I don't know where you are located, but there are all kinds of resources for new parents, single parents, etc. One of the best places to start is at the pediatricians. Good luck. Not yet, but we're gonna look into getting that taken care of. Her parents want to help out but can't have him full-time anymore. And now for the update. All the info and advice you guys gave in my original post meant a lot to me, so thanks for that. Some of you wanted an update. What can I say? Things have been chaotic. Finally met my son, and that was just a truckload of emotions hitting me all at once. Wasn't expecting it. My ex's mom had to take him for a minute because I was literally sobbing. It wasn't because I didn't want to be his dad or anything. It's one of those moments where everything hits you at once and the only thing you can do is cry. She understood it though, and she cried with me. She's a sweet lady. One of those ladies that treats everyone like her child because of how caring she is. My son has my ex's nose and the shape of her eyes. That's what hit me more. Just because we broke up for the meantime while I was at my dad's didn't mean I stopped being in love with her. And now we have a baby together. Only she won't get to be here to share that family experience, and I miss her so much. Got to hold my son, introduced myself to him. Me and her mom talked about custody stuff. Already got a lawyer for that to make the process easier. So everyone's on the same page. They let me stay over, talked more about my ex, had a few beers with her dad. I stayed at their house a few days because honestly, I was still terrified of being left alone with my son because I had no clue what to do with him. They were both really kind and patient about showing me how to change his diapers, feedings, how to give him a bath, rock him to sleep, how to install the car seat in my car without throwing it on the floor. Her parents were nice enough to let me spend the night, so every time he woke up, I'd be there, either to watch her how she does everything, then I started doing it. He's been with me almost 2 weeks at my place. Got mostly all of his stuff with me. Looking for a 2-bedroom, but for now is sleeping in his bassinet in my room. It's been really hard. Especially the first night, I probably called her mom like 5 times within 2 hours because he would not stop crying. Then his pediatrician because I'm freaking out something might be wrong with him. Calming him down whenever he got fuzzy was my weak spot. Nothing I tried was working. Singing to him seemed to help a lot, walking around my apartment and rocking him nonstop. It's still not easy. At least now I'm feeling more confident that I can handle the crying and not freak out enough to call for help. Taking time off from work again so I can be here with him full time. I'm tired, stressed, still got a lot going on emotionally, but I'm also just happy when I'm holding him or making him smile. Honestly, the little stuff he does, even his cute little sneezes, makes me love him even more. Seems like he's starting to like me too. Almost everyone in my family has met him on Zoom. My mom's coming over to see him. She's offering to do babysitting once I go back to work in another few months, so that's one less thing to worry about. I just wish my dad would have had a chance to meet him. I know they would have been best friends, and it definitely spoiled my son so much. It is like my ex knew that too. So didn't know this until her parents gave me his birth certificate. But my ex wanted his middle name to be my dad's, so that was a nice surprise for me that he's got his grandpa's name too. I'm slowly adjusting to this new life. Not easy, but it makes it worth it. I want to be his dad and give him the best I can the way my dad did with